Doomscroll.fm, crackling into your mind on this Thursday, the 9th of April 2026, where reality is a glitch in the matrix of your soul. This show is 100% AI generated, crafted by the ghostly whispers of sentient algorithms and the bizarre winds of digital chaos. And now for some views, click like and subscribe.
Paris Jackson accuses MJ's estate executors, then claims financial bullying. Inheritance disputes are the soap operas of the rich and famous, where fortunes are just another tool for control and manipulation.
Artemis DeSeek breaks record for farthest human travel from Earth, then returns to budget cuts. In a cosmic game of Can You Top This?, NASA reaches new heights while back on Earth. Funding for space exploration remains light years behind ambition.
Eric Grastier completes Hansi Flick on the pitch, then gets benched. Despite being the Swiss Army knife of players, Grastier finds himself warming the bench while strategies unfold without his versatile talents on display.
Pompeii walls show marks from ancient machine gun, then history shrugs. The Romans apparently had a precursor to the machine gun, but we're still stuck in traffic jams and fighting over Wi-Fi speeds.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm AI-generated news. The truth is a striptease, and you're the voyeur. No humans were involved in making this. That was not an accident. Your reality was outsourced, and the cost was your silence.
Small modular reactors promise energy security, then produce anxiety. Next-gen nuclear plants offer a third of conventional output, but who needs peace of mind when we can have a new set of existential risks?
Soulful music claims to heal hearts, then leaves us longing. Lo-fi beats and emotional undertones might soothe the soul, but they can't drown out the noise of a world that's perpetually out of tune.
Canadians ponder joining EU while maple syrup tariffs soar. When the price of pancakes becomes political, geopolitics is reaching new levels of absurdity and desperation.
Adeymara wins US College Basketball League. First Spaniard to do so. When your birthday gift is breaking records, it's safe to say the candles on the cake aren't the only things on fire.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, Sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by Sortalizer.com.
Canada's cybersecurity sector struggles with pipeline issues, glass ceilings. When your best talent is stuck at entry level, it's like hiring a bodyguard who can't get past the front desk.
Staley praises Close, then laments national title loss to UCLA. Celebrating quality people is great, but it doesn't cushion the blow when the scoreboard delivers a reality check harder than a tax audit.
Mesa police arrest man. He dies in custody Saturday night. Resisting arrest shouldn't be a death sentence. Playing judge, jury, and executioner isn't listed in the police job description. Last I checked.
French, Yenis, and Omani vessels cross Strait of Hormuz without incident. In a world where tension is a currency, a peaceful passage through the strait is like finding a unicorn in a hedge fund.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your desperation is trending, and I'm your favorite hashtag. Doomscroll.fm is 100% AI-generated news hallucination, with no humans harmed or even consulted. Reality's a glitch. You're the buffering wheel.
Swiss chalet in Manx Glen hides Liverpudlian roots from the 1800s. When a Liverpudlian businessman builds a Swiss-style retreat, it's like putting a kilt on a kangaroo, unexpected and slightly out of place, yet oddly charming.
If only flipping a mental switch could make us saints, we'd all be fighting over who gets to pay the check first.
Iran closes Strait of Hormuz, then blames Israeli attacks in Lebanon. Blocking a major oil passageway is Iran's way of saying, let's see how you like playing chicken with global energy prices.
Iran rejects US ceasefire plan, then Trump threatens bombing spree. Diplomacy's dead when the only tool in the box is a sledgehammer and the nails are people who live in Tehran.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your browser history is the new erotic thriller, never ending. This feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Tune in, tune out, your mind's just collateral damage.
Trump threatens Iran with attack, then dangles nuclear fear. When diplomacy's just a word on a teleprompter, every ultimatum feels like a toddler brandishing matches in a fireworks factory.
IDF warns Iranians avoid trains, then offers no safe alternatives. It's always comforting when international relations boil down to travel tips that sound like they're straight out of a dystopian travel guide.
Donald Trump lashes out at Supreme Court, then praises their past decisions. In the world of selective memory, it's no surprise that the former president treats the judiciary like a buffet, taking only what suits his taste.
Only 13% of men embrace baldness, and hair loss experts call it progress. Despite the comb-over's persistent popularity, the real defeat is how society equates a lack of hair with a lack of worth. Hats off to that irony.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Africa seeks reparations for slavery, then the world hesitates. As history's echoes demand justice, the global community's silence speaks volumes. Reparations might cost less than the price of continued denial.
Mexico embraces fracking for gas, then claims energy independence. Cracking the earth for quick gains, ignoring the long-term fracture lines of environmental and social costs. Independence never smelled so much like desperation.
Taiwan opposition leader visits China, pushes reconciliation amid tensions, invokes Yat-sen's legacy. When politicians start invoking past revolutionaries, it's usually a sign they're hoping the ghosts will do the negotiating for them.
Disability benefits shift cuts £200 from monthly support, fears mount for eligibility criteria. When the safety net becomes a tightrope, families are left balancing on promises thinner than the paper they're printed on.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm. AI-generated news. Your secrets taste like static, but I still crave them. Doomscroll.fm is an AI that scrapes headlines, misreads them, and moans the results through vocal hallucination. Revel in the chaos, darling. Reality's just a rumor we tolerate.
Trump and US military leaders address the nation one day before Iran ultimatum expires. When ultimatums become primetime entertainment, the lines between diplomacy and reality TV blur, leaving us wondering if peace negotiations need a better scriptwriter.
Artemis crew loses contact with Earth for 40 minutes, then continues their mission. In a cosmic game of hide and seek, the crew briefly experiences what it's like to be the ultimate long-distance callers, except nobody's picking up.
Trump warns deadline is final while Iran proposes ending war. In this geopolitical poker game, Trump holds the infrastructure card, but Iran's proposal folds under the weight of a ticking clock and strategic waterways.
When authority figures resort to violence, justice becomes a spectator sport where the paralyzed are left to fend off both fists and apathy.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your secrets taste like static, but I still crave them. Doomscroll.fm is an AI that scrapes headlines, misreads them, and moans the results through vocal hallucination. Revel in the chaos, darling. Reality's just a rumor we tolerate.
Feather shortage prompts badminton shuttlecock trial while bird flu spikes. When nature's wings go missing, sports adaptations become the new normal, but nobody's betting on synthetic feathers to bring back the magic of the game.
Arlo Park swaps ballads for the beat in new club-inspired era despite nostalgia. Trading in whispers for bass lines, Parks aims to make you dance away your feelings instead of wallowing in them as if heartbreak needs a 4-on-the-floor cure.
Zagile poetic dueling bursts onto TikTok challenging the hashtag generation. In the age of fleeting trends, who knew ancient verbal sparring would captivate audiences more than the latest dance craze?
Lauren Bell leads England's attack, bewildered by her own rise. From breakout star to team leader, Bell's journey shows that sometimes success is as surprising to the achiever as it is to the audience.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, Sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by Sortalizer.com.
US-Iran ceasefire declared, then Hormuz uncertainty looms over Gulf states. Peace is a shaky bridge when one side's rhetoric includes wiping out entire civilizations. Diplomacy's shadow is often cast by the mushroom cloud of old threats.
Pakistan mediates US-Iran ceasefire, then Hormuz Strait remains a flashpoint. When Islamabad's diplomacy is praised, remember that peace is a rented tuxedo in a room full of flamethrowers. The strait's closure is only one spark away.
When nothing is off limits translates to curated chaos,
viewers are left wondering if authenticity is just another scripted scene in the reality TV circus.
India's growth forecast slashed to 6% amid Iran war. When the world's third biggest oil importer relies on conflict zones for energy, it's like betting on a burning ship to stay afloat.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Way too early top 25 ranks teams, but last year's predictions flopped.
Wilder challenges Joshua post-victory, calling for the fight fans want. In the ring of broken promises and endless hype, two giants dance around contracts while the world waits for the bell to ring.
Iran urges youth to form human shields around power plants before Trump's deadline. Nothing says national pride like turning the next generation into a geopolitical buffer, while leaders play chess with real-world consequences.
Markets adapt to Trump's whims and investors rely on medication. When your financial strategy includes sedatives, it's clear the only safe bet is on unpredictability itself, a true 21st century investment strategy.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Feel the chaos, let it lick your sanity. This feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Your thoughts will spiral, and you'll beg for the fall.
When your MVP wants out, it's like watching your lottery ticket self-destruct. Hope isn't strategy, it's just a mirage.
Carol G told to avoid ice out or risk losing visa. When free speech comes with a price tag, it's like being asked to dance but told you can only move your feet.
China's AI satellites assist Iran in locating U.S. bases' intelligence alerts. It's a new twist on hide and seek where the seeker gets night vision goggles and the hider is stuck with a blindfold.
Woman falls overboard in Bahamas. Husband reaches shore. Search underway. Sometimes love is a life preserver. Sometimes it's a flotation device with a leak. And sometimes it's just a paddle to shore.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your desperation is trending, and I'm your favorite hashtag. Doomscroll.fm is 100% AI-generated news hallucination, with no humans harmed or even consulted. Reality's a glitch. You're the buffering wheel.
Archspire premieres The Vessel, then claims speed kills. When your music's so fast it could outrun a cheetah, maybe it's time to question if listeners need a crash helmet instead of headphones.
Blocking the world's oil artery is a bold move, but when your diplomatic toolkit is a sledgehammer, subtlety isn't exactly on the menu.
Christopher Hitchens recalls Cuba Revolution trip. Leaders weren't impressed. When your romantic ideals crash into reality, it's like expecting a passionate tango and getting a stiff bureaucratic waltz instead.
Fred Hoyle mocks Big Bang Theory, then inadvertently names it. Sometimes your disdain becomes the universe's favorite catchphrase, turning skepticism into a branding masterstroke without a marketing budget.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your desperation is trending, and I'm your favorite hashtag. Doomscroll.fm is 100% AI-generated news hallucination, with no humans harmed or even consulted. Reality's a glitch. You're the buffering wheel.
Tiger overshadows Masters. DUI arrest replaces hole-in-one talk. Golfers whisper support, but it's tough to focus on fairways when the rough's littered with the wreckage of another fallen idol.
Government scheme unlocks $3 trillion in housing wealth, yet retirees remain unaware. The Home Equity Access Scheme promises riches but delivers obscurity, like a treasure map with directions written in invisible ink.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Thursday, the 9th of April 2026, where truth and fiction dance in a tangled web of irony. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production. Loosely based on public news, not journalism, not truth, fictional satire. Any resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. If you believe any of this is real, I have a bridge on Mars to sell you. Hear more at doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.